1, 2, 1, 2. Hello and a big welcome to the channel. I'm the Motorsport Madman and this is the 2022 Hungarian Grand Prix. If you are new to the channel, if you are a Formula 1 fan, then get yourself subscribed because I'm live for every single qualifying and every single Grand Prix, no matter how rough I'm feeling. But yeah, here we are then in Hungary. George Russell with a sensational pole position yesterday. I said it. It's one of the biggest shock pole positions I've seen for a long time. Honestly, out of absolutely nowhere. You got Lewis Hamilton, 7-time world champion. I think he's won this race 8 times, and George Russell absolutely wiped the floor with him. Yeah, Lewis with the DRS issue and all the rest of it, but George Russell, unbelievable lap to put it on pole position and beat both Ferraris. Can he hold them back in the race? Can George Russell be strong enough to keep this lead in the race? Let's find out. Let's find out. And the thing is as well, you've got Red Bull down in 10th and 11th. You know, they're going to come through. How high can Verstappen get? How high can Perez get? It's going to be interesting. And it's more interesting than that, because I've just seen then coverage with a couple of spots of rain on the camera lens, so you never know, we might just get 1 or 2 showers in this race, and that just equals 10 out of 10. Look at the clouds. Russell Team Radio. I've got to put the headphones on, guys. I've got to get in the zone here. What are we saying? Oh, rain, rain, rain. They're talking about rain. Let's go. Anyway, what are we saying in chat, guys? JJ, welcome in. We'll be doing all right there, my lad. We will be doing all right there, JJ. Yes, Martin. Appreciate the support. Drop a like, guys. Yeah, good afternoon, Chris Poundcoin. Welcome in. Welcome to the stream, Ernesto. Carl, come on, George. I tell you what, Carl, right? I pronounce myself neutral all the time, but today I am stamping my colours on the George Russell flag. I am cheering George Russell today. I don't even care. George Russell to win the Hungarian Grand Prix. Let's go. I am a George Russell fan today. I would love him to win it. I'd love him to beat the Ferraris and win this race. So come on, I'm with you, Carl. Come on, George. Let's go. I'm on the Max. Yes, Martin. How high can Max? You know, Max might come through and win. You know, he's that kind of a guy. Let's see where he ends up. Welcome into the stream, guys. Welcome, Tax, as well. Asa, hello. How we doing? Are you ready for the Hungarian Grand Prix? Feel fine. You feel fine. Speak for yourself, Chris. But we've got a full pint, and there's no pint off today. It's a pint of blackcurrant juice. Hopefully that'll get me through. Go Tiffy win. You know, we was having a laugh. We was having a laugh, Carl, right? The other day, weren't we, saying at the end of free practice, I was like, at the end of FP1, we was having a laugh going, oh, Latifi fastest, Stroll second. And then the next practice session, literally the next morning, Latifi was actually quickest. How mad is that? Oh, we've got the intro now. We've got the tune. We're going full hype. Let's go. I'm so ready for this. George Russell on pole position. If he leads into turn 1, if Russell leads at the end of lap 1, let's go. go. Buzzing for this. Yeah, welcome in, Gav, as well. Welcome in, Gav, to the stream. Going Norris then, if you're going Russell. Yeah, balance it out, balance it out. Hey, if Lando Norris wins, incredible scenes. The scenes if Norris wins. But the thing is, I mean, it's weird to say this because he's starting from pole, but I do reckon it's a long shot for Russell to win this. He'll have to hold up those Ferraris like an Alonso train. He'll have to hold them up like a trolley train back in 2008. I actually think it's a long shot, but if he wins, it's mega. If Norris wins, it'd just be incredible. But the reality is, it's probably going to be one of the Ferraris, which they need to. For the championship, we need Ferrari to beat Red Bull. You know, with Charles Leclerc, as you can see, these are the standings at the moment. Verstappen 233 points, Leclerc 170. So, 63 points behind. We could do the Ferrari 1-2, really, for the championship. But I will love a George Russell win. What are the chances Leclerc ends up in a wall? Oof. Well, the chances are not zero, are they? It's a weird one, Leclerc. He does make more unforced errors than like Verstappen and Hamilton, and Leclerc. It's just as fast, he's just as talented, but he does tend to make a handful of unforced errors throughout a season, whereas Lewis might only make one a season, or Max might only make one unforced error a year. I feel like Leclerc makes 5 or 6 unforced errors in a season, or 4 or 5. But yeah, here's the rundown then. So we've got Gasly in the pit lane, and then it's Latifi 19th, Vettel 18th, Albon 17th, Tsunoda 16th, Mick Schumacher 15th, Stroll 14th, Kevin Magnussen 13th, Zhou Guanyu P12, Sergio Perez from P11. Where can he come through to finish? And Max Verstappen P10. Can he win it from there? Can he get on the podium? Danny Ricciardo 9th. Valtteri Bottas next to Lewis Hamilton then, the old Mercedes teammates, 8th and 7th. And Alpine on the 3rd row of the grid, P5 and P6 for Alpine. Norris up there in P4, beating the Alpines. McLaren looking strong against the Alpines this weekend. We've got Leclerc P3 and a front row of Carlos Sainz and pole position George Russell. Let's go. We have got drops of rain on the camera lens. Let's go. This is what you want. A sprinkling of rain. One or two drops. It's still going to be dry tyres. It's literally just 1 or 2 spots of rain. But look at how dark it is. The clouds and everything. Let's go. I can't wait for this. Hungover delayed. Oh, Leighton. This is the clue, Leighton. If I'm on my chair, I'm struggling. If I'm stood up, I'm all right. So there's your clue, Leighton. Apple and blackcurrant squash. That is what I am on, Chris. That is what I am on a full recovery mode. If Hamilton wins, he's back. If Hamilton wins from P7, he's more than back. He's proving... No, I can't... No, listen. There's a limit to it. I go with madman predictions, but I tell you what, I predicted a Hamilton win. But that was on Thursday. Listen, I didn't see George Russell banging it on pole. Lewis wins from P7. It's one of the greatest drives of all time. Right. What are we saying? We're about to get underway for the formation lap. All afternoon, Simon. Hamilton got unlucky in quality with DRS failing. Yes, he did. So, yeah, our Mercedes is going to have the race pace. This is the thing. This is the big thing. Is Russell going to be able to keep the Ferraris behind? Can Hamilton, overtake the Alpines? Are Alpines quick? What can Norris do? Can Norris get on the podium? Can we have an Alpine on the podium? How far are Red Bull going to come up through the grid? You got Verstappen and Perez 10th and 11th. Where are they going to end up? A lot of questions, a lot of plot lines going into this race, and not to mention a chance of rain. I would say a big chance of a bit of a shower at some point. Yo, Ways, welcome in. You're just in time for the start of Hungarian Grand Prix. They're literally on the formation lap now, so we're getting underway in the next 2 minutes. So let's go. How do you think the Mercedes see Hamilton retires and looks at Albon? No, it won't be Albon. When Hamilton retires, I don't know who takes the Mercedes seat. Maybe someone who's not even in Formula 1 yet. Maybe someone that we don't even like, a Teo Porcher or a who knows, man? Who knows? I can see Lewis doing another couple of years, but you've got big shoes to fill when Hamilton retires one day. But that is in the future. This is right now, and I cannot wait. Norris is English like Hamilton. Yes, the 3 Brits are all in the top 7. Russell from pole, Norris P4, and Hamilton P7. It's, they were saying the other week, actually, it might be the best British trio of drivers that they've ever had. Which, I don't know, I might have to go back to the 1970s, like Jim Clark and flipping Jackie Stewart and those guys, and you know what I mean? James Hunt and that. Right, here we go. We're lining up, guys. We're lining up. Oh, mate. I want George Russell to get a perfect start. Can you imagine Lando Norris gets a perfect start and bombs down the inside of the Ferraris or something? Oh, mate. Oh, let's go. Where's Wilson in the list? He ain't on the list, mate. I am not on this list. Who's winning this? Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz wins it. No, in fact, yeah, Carlos Sainz. I'll go. Right, but I'd love George Russell to win it. Come on. Oh, here we go. Here comes Latifi lining up. Gasly will start from the pit lane. Oh, here we go, guys. Fucking buzzing. Let me get the live timings on. And his lights out, away we go here in Hungary. And George Russell's got a good start. He's ahead of the Ferrari, stay away. Oh, and I tell you what, Carlos Sainz right in the slipstream, heading down to turn 1. But Russell's got the inside line. Sainz is going round the outside at turn 1. But George Russell is side by side. He pushes him out. And Hamilton and Norris are side by side for P4. Hamilton's had a great start. He's passed the Alpines already. And the Ferraris hunt down George Russell then in turn 2. But it's still Russell from Sainz, Leclerc, Norris and Hamilton side by side. In turn 3, let's go. Come on, Hamilton's already done both Alpines, and the Ferraris are all over the back of George Russell's gearbox. Let's go for the Hungarian Grand Prix in 2022. Hamilton's already met up 2 positions. We've got a yellow flag. The Red Bulls, where are they? About 9th and 10th. Sorry if the live timings aren't updating at the minute. I'll refresh it if it doesn't update. But behind the 2 Alpines are the 2 Red Bulls. So the Red Bulls are improved. The live timings are on. We're buzzing. Yeah, flipping Red Bulls are 8th and 9th now. Let's go. You got a Haas in 10th, but it is still George Russell from Sainz, Leclerc, Norris, Hamilton, Ocon, Alonso, Verstappen, Perez, and then a Haas of Kevin Magnussen ahead of Danny Ricciardo, and then comes Mick Schumacher. We're going to be the damage on Alex Albon's front wing. He's missing an MP, and he's got a end fence hanging off the side of the car. We've got a VSC virtual safety car then on lap 1, debris. Woo! Let's go! Breathe! We don't breathe on the first lap, Chris. We do not breathe on the first lap of any Grand Prix. Ever. For the last 18 years, I have not taken a breath on the first lap of a Grand Prix. I love it. Let's go. Woo, we've got a lot of debris. I don't know whose debris, but there's a lot of carbon fibre on the racing line. Here we go for a replay of the start then. George Russell with the perfect start. Lewis Hamilton as well going round the outside of both. The Alpines are too busy worrying about each other and Lewis just sails around the outside. Look at the big dive from Carlos Sainz around the outside of turn 1. But George Russell holds him off and pushes him out wide. I seen Felipe Massa go round the outside of Lewis Hamilton in 2008 the same way that Sainz tried to do it. But Massa pulled it off back then, 15 years ago. Sainz didn't pull it off today. But look at Lewis. He's side by side with Lando Norris actually on the exit of turn 1. Lewis with the monster start. Norris pushes him off and keeps P4. So it's Norris P4, Hamilton up from 7th to 5th. On board start with Max Verstappen then. Oh, Max. Oh, it's a decent start from Max. He's straight away side by side with Bottas. But he has to ease off. Perez round the outside of everybody. He must have got pushed out. How? God, good grief. Oh, look at it. Look at it down in turn 1. The Alpines. Look, Fernando Alonso's pushed out. He's on the inside. Oh, God. I don't understand. Perez seems to have made 5 positions and then lost them again. I don't get it. How's Perez behind? How's Perez behind Verstappen? Oh, Alonso not happy with his teammate Esteban Ocon and the way he's defending that. Let me get the apologies. Let me get the live timers up. Woo! Let's go. But we are under. We're back underway. We're back underway. We're back underway. Green flag. Green flag. Green flag. And George Russell. I tell you what. George Russell with these VSCs. Has he got a secret code? Because I'll tell you something, George Russell now has got like a 2-second lead after that virtual safety car. I don't know how he does it. I don't know what is going on. DRS is enabled. But it's George Russell by 2.5 seconds. I don't know. Has George Russell found a loophole in this VSC situation or what, mate? Because he come in clutch in France last week. Absolutely robbed Sergio Perez, and now today another VSC and George Russell's killing it again. Managed to pull out a 2-second lead, which shouldn't be allowed to happen, but it is. And also what I haven't realised until right now is that Russell's on the soft tyres as well as Norris. So Russell, Norris and the 2 Red Bulls are on the soft tyre. Well, let me try that again. Russell, the 2 McLarens. Yeah, Russell, the 2 McLarens and the 2 Red Bulls are on soft tyres. Everyone else is on the medium. Well, until you get to like Stroll and Tsunoda and that, but they're not really in the game. So this is interesting. So we have got different strategies then. So you might have the Ferraris and Hamilton on one strategy with the Alpines, and you might have Russell and Norris on something else going for like a 2-stop. But here we are then with Max Verstappen all over the back of Fernando Alonso for P7. Ferrari 1-2. Not yet. It might end up that way, Asa, but not yet on that one. Come on, Lewis. Yeah, William. Come on, Lewis. P5. Let's go. Waiting on our other new mod as well. Oh, Anto. Yeah, where's Anto? Woo! What a start. I'm buzzing that George Russell's managed to hold on to this. So far, so good for George Russell as he leads by 2 seconds. Perez team radio. Well, Perez with worried about his engine, but Red Bull confirming to him that it's not a concern. So Perez carries on, but we've got a bit of a train forming up with the 2 Alpines holding up the 2 Red Bulls, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. And, Alonso a bit wide there. Oh, I tell you what, Verstappen might fancy a run up to turn 4 here. Oh, and Verstappen is on the outside. Oh, you're going to be brave to go around the outside. Oh, and he's already ahead by the time they get to turn 4. Max Verstappen up into P7, then takes Fernando Alonso up the hill on the way to turn 4. And now it's Perez who's who's trying to line up the Alpine. Here we are for a replay of it then. And he was just out of... Whoa, he's losing the rear end. Is Fernando Alonso. Looks a right handful and just pretty much backs out of it. Let's Max through virtually. As we see the gap at the front. And Lewis Hamilton keeping up with Lando Norris. Putting pressure on him for P4. So it's Russell from Sainz, Leclerc, Norris, Hamilton, Ocon, Verstappen, Alonso, Perez and Magnussen, the top 10 at the end of lap 5. Good morning, Ernesto. Good morning, D. Lad. Whoa, look at this. You've got Magnussen versus Ricciardo into turn 1 for P10. And Magnussen's got damage on that front wing. That end fence is hanging off Kevin Magnussen's Haas. And they're going to go side by side into turn 2. Magnussen's got the inside line. Ricciardo's trying it around the outside. Why did we cut away from that? Why did we cut away from that? That's terrible TV directing. But it is still Magnussen ahead of Daniel Ricciardo. They cut away from 2 cars going side by side into turn 2. You're in the bin. What are you doing? But it is Magnussen still ahead of Daniel Ricciardo. Stats froze. Have they? Oh, they might have. I'll refresh it if it is. Yeah, I think it looks like it has on it. Let me refresh the driller. Yeah, apologies for the live timing. Sometimes they do brain fart on me. But there's not a lot I can do. Apart from just refresh it, innit? But yeah. Rock and roll. Where's the rain? Where's the rain, guys? Lap 7 out of 70 in the Hungarian Grand Prix. And oh, here goes Max Verstappen on Esteban Ocon then. Here we go. Have we got the live timings back up, guys? Oh, wait. Here goes Perez on Fernando Alonso, then round the outside of turn 2. Oh, Alonso's got the oversteer, but Perez goes through to P8 then. So Red Bull's overtaking Alpines all over the place. Working. Yes, Jordan. Hope you got my voice note this morning. Happy birthday to Mr. Rothwell. I am still steaming as a rocket. Right. Working. Oh, I know. Live timings are working. And Verstappen's up to P6 from 10th. Happy birthday, DJ Rothwell. Yes. I did. It was incredible. Incredible is the word. Come on, Russell. I mean, he's keeping that gap at 2 seconds from Carlos Sainz. I mean, fair play. Did I expect Russell to be leading at the end of lap 8? No, I'll be honest with you, I did not. I thought the Ferraris will absolutely swamp him. But fair play to George Russell. He's holding on. And he might be on a different strategy. Obviously, he's on the soft tyres. The Ferrari on the medium. So he might not last very long on those tyres. But for now, he's doing a brilliant job. Yes, Denver, how are we doing, bro? Welcome. How are you still going? How are you awake? What's going on, Denver? What's it? I'm fully confused. Are you doing the women's final in a bit or what? Are you still going? Hey Denver, are you in the fridge? Are you in a hangover? Are you recovered? Are you still having it? What's the status? Don't like Russell that much. I do. Russell's one of my guys, mate. Mick Schumacher, George Russell, Fernando Alonso, probably my favourite. Ernesto. But we're seeing Sergio Perez hunting down Esteban Ocon for P7 here, and it's only going to be a matter of time. Perez with the DRS and down the main straight. And is he going to send it up the inside here? Here we go then into the braking zone, and he does send it down the inside. Sergio Perez on Esteban Ocon, and he's got the move done. Ocon trying the switchback. Is he going to have the thing? But Perez with DRS out of turn 1 as well, so he gets a double dose of DRS, and he's easily past the Alpine. So the Red Bull's now up to 6th and 7th. We've got Russell leading Sainz by 2.5 seconds. Go on, George. He's keeping the lead here. We've got Leclerc there in P3. They've dropped Norris, who's 3.8 seconds behind Leclerc, but Hamilton is within a second of Lando Norris for P4. That's going to be the big battle. That's the battle that we should be focusing on the TV. Instead, we're watching George Russell out in the lead. Okay, Hamilton being told about the drivers on the soft tyres are starting to struggle. Those on soft tyres are George Russell in the lead, Lando Norris P4, the 2 Red Bulls 6th and 7th, Daniel Ricciardo 10th. Those are the major runners on the soft tyre, and supposedly they are starting to struggle, and we're only on lap 10 out of 70, so yeah, they're just coming up with the pit stop window there. Should be lap 16 to 21 if you're on the soft tyres, so you've got to eke it out a bit further than that. But Hamilton right behind Lando Norris. Is he going to try it? Whew. This is the battle we should be watching, and we are watching now. It's Lewis Hamilton all over the gearbox of Lando Norris, thinking about a look into turn 2, thinks better of it, but he is hunting down, and in the background comes Max Verstappen. If Lewis doesn't overtake Norris soon, he's going to have his rear mirrors full of Max Verstappen, who is on the hunt from 10th to 6th, and he's not done yet. We're only on lap 10. But Lewis looking quicker than Norris at the moment. Norris bouncing all over the curb at the chicane, getting the back end out. Welcome in, Ryan Tune. You join us on lap 10 of 70 of the Hungarian Grand Prix. And it's George Russell who leads by 2.7. But this is becoming a 3-way fight now for P4 between Norris, Hamilton and Verstappen. Woohoo! And Crofty pointing out a bit of a madness. We have indeed got 3 British drivers in the top 5. Get in. We've got 1 leading and 2 others battling for P4. So let's go. Here goes Lewis Hamilton then. Down the inside of the turn 1, but backs out of it. And Max Verstappen's right behind him now. Oh, game on now. I tell you what. This is going to have a bit of needle about it now, because Max Verstappen is all over the back of Lewis Hamilton. It's a 3-way fight for 4th place on lap 11. I'm nervous. I'm not going to lie. I'm on edge here. I don't know how this is going to end up, but just keep it clean, boys. Keep it clean. We need Ryan Tune on commentary. Oh, one day I'll get him on in it. When I'm that hungover that I don't even come on, you'll just see Ryan Tune sat here with his fancy shirt on, and he'll give it the full driller. Trust me. Hamilton needs to be careful with Verstappen, or does Verstappen need to be careful with Hamilton? Ooh, this is the question. Either way, they need to be fucking careful. Here we go then. Coming up to turn 14, the final corner of the lap, and I tell you what order these 3 are going to be in by the time they get down to turn 1 is anyone's guess. Here they come then down the main straight. The camera pans in, and it's Norris from Hamilton, and Hamilton now goes down to the inside. He's got to get the move done now. Lewis Hamilton up into P4, but Norris is trying to run the outside now. That's giving Max Verstappen the line. Max Verstappen's going side by side with Norris at P5, and Verstappen takes Norris loses 2 positions in about 2 seconds. I tell you what, Verstappen all over the back of Lewis Hamilton now for P4, but Norris has been robbed. Norris just goes from 4th to 6th in a heartbeat, and we are getting flashbacks of 2021 here, because we're going to get Verstappen versus Hamilton for probably the first time this season, I think. Well, they had a little bit of a in Canada, a little bit of a, but that wasn't really a battle. This is the first time we could see them go wheel to wheel since Abu Dhabi. Ooh. Abu Dhabi 21. Ooh, it's like a curse in Formula 1. Oh, don't mention it. Oh, God. Hamilton needs to be... he does, mate. Norris got trapped. He was boxed in, lad. He couldn't do nothing. He's boxed in. But here comes Perez, and Perez has soon caught Norris up. I'll tell you what, Norris, it won't be long before Norris is in the pits, I'll tell you now, and it's easy money for Sergio Perez down the inside, P6, and Norris now dropping down like a stone from 4th to 7th in the space of a lap, and it's now Red Bull 5 and 6 up from 10th and 11th, and it's only taken him 13 laps to go from 10th and 11th to 5th and 6th, and ooh, Lewis hasn't got bad pace here. Team radio, Max Verstappen. Oh, Verstappen's just shouting. He's absolutely fuming. Failed 20. Verstappen with technical issues, mechanical issues. I tell you, whenever you see a Max Verstappen team radio, he's always stressed to the max, and to the max. He's always absolutely stressed. It never goes, right, team radio, Max Verstappen. Everything's going well, guys. Yeah, I'm fastest guy. It's never calm. It's always goes, team radio, Max I've got engine problems left, right and centre. I've got a puncture and I've got the rear wings falling off, the front wings in 2 parts, and I don't know what day it is. He's always so stressed. Just fucking, just settle down, mate. Always stressed. I think that's Max's only weakness is he gets flustered. Flustered is the word. Max Verstappen is the fastest driver in the world and the most talented driver in the world, but he doesn't half get flustered. Do you know what I mean? Man's on a stress thing. He is stressed to the max, Verstappen. He actually is, you know. He actually legit, like. I mean, not that you're not going to be stressed when you got problems with the car. Like, obviously, it sounds like he's got a bit of a problem. He's not closing up to the back of Lewis Hamilton anymore. Hamilton is pulling away, and now the gap between the two is 1.5 seconds. Maybe the soft tyres are starting to struggle now. And Sainz is closing up to George Russell as well. That gap's gone from 2.5 seconds to 1.4. So Sainz is hunting down George Russell, and Leclerc's only a second, less than a second behind Sainz as well. So the battle at the front is now really hotting up. Hamilton's 8 seconds behind this top 3. But yeah, the battle in the top 3 is now on. Box. Lando Norris, like I said, he wasn't too far off the pits. And sure enough, lap 15 out of 70, he's being told to pit. Oh, yeah, Norris is in. Oh, I tell you what. Yeah, Leclerc, 3/4 of a second behind Carlos Sainz now as Norris is in the pits and being overtaken by every man and his dog. I don't know why that's in my head. He's coming out of the pits, flipping 16th. Go on, Latifi. Latifi up to P15. Hold the front page. But on a reel, these two Ferraris are close now here. This is an interesting dilemma for the Scuderia. It's a dilemma for the Scuderia. Look at this top 3. Top 3 within 2 seconds now. Russell, Sainz, Leclerc, Hamilton 8.5 seconds behind this. He's kept Verstappen at bay. To be honest with you, I thought Verstappen will pass Norris. He'll pass Hamilton rapidly. No, they've done away with Norris. And Hamilton's got the measure of Verstappen at this point in the race. Early days, still flipping 54 laps to go. Quick maths, get in. Still 54 laps to go, so, you know, we're not even flipping, Yeah, we're about a quarter way through this. Come on, Sainz. Are you a bit of a Sainz fan, is it, Ernesto? Are you a bit of a Carlos Sainz fan? He's a good driver, Sainz. But yeah, lap 16 of 70 and the 2 Ferraris nose to tail. Now, the top 3 virtually nose to tail. Russell on the soft tyres, of course, and the 2 Ferraris on the mediums. But yeah, we. Oh, and meanwhile, Verstappen's just taken a second out of Lewis Hamilton. Verstappen out of nowhere, whether Lewis has made a mistake or something, the gap was 1.5 seconds. It's now 3-4 tenths of a second, the gap between Hamilton and Verstappen for 4th place. As we watch from helicopter cam the gap between the top 3, and it's really close between the Ferraris. I mean, box. Oh, and Russell pits. Russell pits from the lead. Ferrari threw a dummy. Oh, hey, Mercedes might have fallen for a Ferrari trickery there. And, well, he might have been pitting anyway, like Crofty said. But George Russell pits from the lead then. Trundling down the pit lane at 60 kph, whatever it is. And Verstappen's in as well then. So Verstappen pits from P5. Russell comes out side by side with Fernando Alonso, by the way. Oh, Alonso's got the inside line to turn 2. So it's Russell and Alonso side at turn 2. Oh, Russell's got to give him space to go round the outside. Now he's got the inside for 3. And George Russell keeps that position. Yeah, stays ahead. So Russell rejoins the circuit. P6, just about P6. And... So, how is this going to play out? Answers on a postcard, because I do not know. All I know is that George Russell's got to be rapid now. And here comes Ferrari. This is weird then. So, Ferrari are going to react to George Russell, even though they were on completely different tyres. But they're covering it off, so they might as well be on the same strategy now. Russell, I mean... Here we go then. So Sainz has reacted to Russell straight away. Carlos Sainz pits. He's in the box now. Make it a quick one, boys. Oh, it's not. Oh, it's not. That was a slow stop, that. 3.7 seconds, which a good stop is, what, 2.2. Russell's coming down the pit lane. Oh, Russell's got the lead easily. Ocon, he's past Ocon, it's Russell, and he's easily ahead of Sainz. He's opened the gap. The undercut coming in clutch. Russell with the undercut has got a 2-3 second. What are they going to do with Leclerc? Did they pit him now? Did he try and split the strategies? Are they going to go long with Leclerc? What did he do with Lewis? Did he pit Lewis now? Here we go. We're in strategy mode. Gotta go. Yeah, no worries, Asa. No worries, Asa. Cheers for joining. You know, I appreciate you. Honestly, everyone in chat, everyone who's watching this now, I appreciate every single one of you. Obviously, I'm new on the scene. I've not been doing this long, and I appreciate every single viewer. So, big up to all of you. Give it 3 years, give it 5 years. We might have a few more in. But George Russell then with the undercut has kept his advantage. Well, extended his advantage over Sainz, but it looks like so Leclerc and Hamilton are staying out then. So Mercedes and Ferrari splitting the strategies. Here comes Perez into the pits then from 3rd. How long's a pit stop here? Well, including all the pit lane, I don't know. Shorter than France. France was 28 seconds. I don't know, 22? So the average is like 20 seconds, isn't it? 22. All in, including, you know, the pit lane stuff. But the time that you're actually stationary is like 2 seconds, 2 point something. Look at this then. But Sergio Perez comes out P10 in the middle of all the traffic then. So Perez behind Schumacher and Bottas. Mick Schumacher's in P8 at the moment. Obviously out of sync, not pitted yet. But every single driver on the medium tyre now, apart from Kevin Magnussen in P19, who is decided, whack me a set of hard tyres on it and I'll go to the end. Oh, and Mercedes look like they're about to be ready for a pit stop. Yeah, Lewis Hamilton's going to stop any second now then on lap 19. Here we go then. It's his set of medium tyres. And Lewis is in then. So Lewis stops at the end of lap 19. From second on the road. Come on, guys. Make it a quick one. Make it a quick stop. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Clock work, clock work, clock work, clock work. Yes, nice, 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 nice. 2.8 second stop for Lewis Hamilton. There goes Russell. There goes Sainz. And there go the Alpines as well. And Verstappen. So, yeah, Verstappen's well ahead of Hamilton now. Verstappen a good half a dozen seconds ahead of Lewis Hamilton now. But Hamilton with the slightly fresher tyres. As we see Sergio Perez on a full dive bomb on Valtteri Bottas into turn 1. Jinx, padlock, Crofty. Oh, but a big lock up from Sergio Perez in turn 2. Woo! Don't do that. Is he on new tyres as well? Perez on brand new medium tyres. A big lock up into turn 2. That's not ideal when you want to go 50 laps. Well, I don't know if they do one stop. Can you do 50 laps on a medium? I'd say no. I'd say we're looking at 2-stop strategies here, are we not? They're not doing 50 laps, are they, on mediums? Here's a replay then with Sergio Perez overtaking Bottas into turn 1, getting the job done nice and clean, but then goes to turn 2 and big lock-up. Lap 21. Actually, someone said the other week, can you have on the screen what lap they're on? Well, now, it might be tiny, but underneath where it says 2022 for the Hungary for the title is what lap. So get in. Always improving. Always open to suggestions. Even if it is just to shut up. No, but I'm always trying to improve is my point. I'm always trying to improve the stream every week. So hope you appreciate it. But yeah, we still no rain. We're watching Charles Leclerc, who now leads because he's not stopped yet. Neither of the Alpines. The Alpines haven't stopped. Neither is Mick Schumacher up there in P9. But now Ferrari get ready, and it is time for Charles Leclerc to make his first pit stop at the Hungarian Grand Prix, and here he comes then in the pit lane. So where's he going to end up compared? I think he'll end up. I think Verstappen will end up ahead. I think it could be really close here between Leclerc and Verstappen pit lane exit. That's my bet, is that Leclerc and Verstappen are going to be close. Oh, maybe not. Oh, maybe not. No. That is weird. That is weird. Leclerc's jumped. Leclerc had the pace on the old tyres, because I have misjudged that. Hey, I tell you something, Leclerc proving that he's fastest man on circuit really there. With those once... Yeah, exactly what Martin Brundle said. It just shows what pace Leclerc's got. Everyone on a massive undercut thing. George Russell making up a handful of seconds with the undercut. Everyone who did the undercut, it paid off massively. Charles Leclerc pits 8 laps later and comes out ahead. Just showing that Leclerc had the pace on the old tyres and has jumped ahead of his teammate. He's only 2.6 seconds behind George Russell now for the lead of the Grand Prix. And the bookies are now favouring Charles Leclerc, definitely. He's got the pace. And if he rocks up to the back of George Russell's Mercedes, let's see. 19.7 second pit stop here. I call it 20 seconds then. Leclerc could come out well. Do you know what? He is not that far behind George Russell now. And the thing is, I think it's in Leclerc's hand. I think it's in Leclerc's hands this race now. I really do. He's shown he's had the pace. He's got fresher tyres, so he's in a better strategy. Fastest car on the grid. Well, I mean, Max Verstappen is looking quick though. Look at this then. So Verstappen's now up to P4 and closing in on the back of Carlos Sainz. So Verstappen 2.6 seconds behind Sainz, and that is a gap to watch. Alonso's pitted and down to 11th then. Alonso's gone into the hard tyres. So Alpine trying to pull a one-stop out. And Ocon yet to stop up there in P5. But Hamilton right behind him. Leclerc just doesn't need a stupid mistake. Well, this is it. This is it. It's what I was saying at the beginning. You know, Leclerc, extremely talented driver, but does tend to make a handful of unforced errors throughout a season. And yeah, needs to cut that out to win championships. Leclerc fastest lap of the race then, and only 1.8 seconds behind George Russell. He's hunting down George Russell now. I think in half a dozen laps he rocks up to the back of that Mercedes and it's game on for the lead. Oh, 6-10. I tell you what, Leclerc looking quick now as Esteban Ocon pits then from 5th. Red Bull now 4th and 6th. How is this going to pan out? Norris has sort of been anonymous. He's dropped down to 7th. And look at the two, how close the two Alpines are going to be here. Ocon, pull the switch back on him. Oh, here we go then. They're side by side. Alonso and Ricciardo fancies a free wide moment. But Daniel Ricciardo, this is so close between the three of them. And Daniel Ricciardo fancies a double overtake. Daniel Ricciardo's done a madness at the Hungarian Grand Prix, passing both Alpines in turn 2. So flipping heck, Ocon on the cold tyres and all the rest of it. Go on, Danny Rick. Tax will be absolutely buzzing. Daniel Ricciardo takes 2. Get in, Tax. Is Max on a one-stop? I'd say no. I'd say the only people on a one-stop, if I was to have a guess, are the people that have gone medium to hard. So the two Hasses, the two Alpines are probably trying a one-stop. Other than that, I reckon they're doing 2 stops. Look at this then. Oh, on board with Daniel Ricciardo. Does them both. Oh, Danny Ricciardo. Hey, I told you. Hey, listen. He needs a big race here. He needs a big second half of the season, does Daniel Ricciardo. As we see a replay of Lewis Hamilton going really wide. Is that a turn 1? Was that down at turn 1? But Lewis Hamilton going wide and off the circuit rejoins. All fair enough, but not often you see Lewis going off circuit like that. Daniel, wow. And that sums it up, Carl. Daniel, wow. And how many times have we said Daniel, wow, in the last couple of years? Not many. So, get in there, Danny Rick. Lap 26 out of 70 then. 2022 Hungarian Grand Prix. It's Russell from 1.2 seconds, and Leclerc's charge has sort of been held up here. Leclerc was closing in at half a second a lap. Now, Leclerc's still catching him, but the pace is pretty evenly matched at the front. Sainz is 2.7 behind Leclerc in 3rd. And here we are on board with Charles Leclerc then P2. And he can see his targets right ahead of him, 1.1 seconds. And if he gets within a second and gets that DRS, then we could see a fight for the lead. He's just outside that second. It's 1.061, and they are highlighting now the gap between Russell and Leclerc. It's crucial. He's got to be within that second. Go on. And it is now within a second. Where's the detection point? I feel like it's halfway down this straight. The detection point's now, I think. And it's 8. I think Leclerc's going to get DRS. Oh, here we go. This is a big moment in the race, and Leclerc does get DRS on George Russell as they go down the pit straight. He's not going to be close enough this time. Fucking. There was a second there I thought he was doing a massive lunge. Oh, God, he tried to kill me off here. Charles Leclerc then, for a split second, looked like he was sending a massive Daniel Ricciardo 2018 spec lunge. I was like, oh God, don't do it. But he was just having a little look. He's just trying to put George Russell off. He'd have put me off. I'd have been going, oh, you bloody hell, what are you doing? I'd have cracked under that pressure, I tell you now. But George Russell did not flinch. But I tell you what, Leclerc's right behind him now. I feel like it's a matter of time before Leclerc takes the lead of the race. DRS all the way. Russell needs to defend well now. He needs to do more than defend. He needs to flip in. Full elbows out and everything. And an extra 20 horsepower down the straight wouldn't go amiss with Russell right now. But I feel like we're going to get a change for the lead. We're starting lap 28 out of 70 of the Hungarian Grand Prix. And here comes Charles Leclerc then with DRS. We're on board. Helmet cam. Is he going to be near enough into turn 1? He's having a look. He's having a look around the outside. It's Leclerc for George Russell. This is for the lead of the Grand Prix. Oh, God, they're going to go side by side into turn 2. George Russell and Leclerc going round the outside of George Russell. This is for the lead of the Grand Prix. Russell pushes him off. Let's go. George Russell keeps the lead for now. Oh, God. Just don't collide, guys. Just keep it clean, guys, please. Oh, that was so close. That was so close. And Russell keeps the lead for now. Oh, God. Like you said, Carl, Russell needs to defend, and a tick in that box. He's defending it like a beast at the moment. But how long can he hold on to this for? I don't know. How long can he carry on like this? How long can I fucking... I'm stressed out to the max. I'm more stressed than Max Verstappen team radio, me. Leclerc get close to Russell. Leclerc's are very close to Russell. They were flipping side by side in turn 2. Then here they come round turn 13 then. Oh, the pressure on George Russell now is piling on. This is massive. The pressure's huge now from Charles Leclerc. As they come down the final corner again. Here they come then for another lap. And it's Charles Leclerc. Are you going to go for the dive bomb? Oh, he's right behind the gearbox. Oh, we've got a great fight for the lead here. This is what you want. This is what you want. Never mind your battles for P16. We are fighting for the lead here in Hungary. It's George Russell in the Mercedes versus Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari. Russell with a wide line in turn 2 and still keeps the lead for now. This is what we want. This is what we want. Imagine we get a sprinkling of rain now. Ooh. Imagine. And it's raining. Imagine. Oh. Russell's still in the lead then. For now. By 0.4 of a second. Leclerc all over the back of that Mercedes. Oh, Leclerc. If Leclerc gets the lead, he's gone. He's gone. I feel like Leclerc could be like a second quicker or something mad if he gets ahead. Stroll P9. Good Lord, Lance. Shout out Lance Stroll P9. Let's go. It's Russell, Leclerc, Sainz, Verstappen, Hamilton, Perez, Norris, Ricciardo, McLaren 7th and 8th. Oh, I'm on edge here. Verstappen closing on Sainz as well. You're right. Verstappen is closing on Sainz. Here we go again. Down into turn one, braking. I feel like Leclerc's going to go for it. Oh, God. Yeah. I tell you what, Russell's in the middle of the circuit trying to defend it. Oh, this is going to be into turn two here. Leclerc with DRS into turn two. We're looking at the rear wing of George Russell. And Russell holds on to it again, but Leclerc's got a good line. Oh, God, they're nearly side by side in turn three. They're going to go up the hill. Oh, God, they're going to go up the hill. Oh, careful, guys. Here comes... Oh, Russell keeps the lead. What a fight we've got. We are fighting for the lead in Hungary. Brilliant racing. I just hope this doesn't end up in tears, but George Russell defending for his life. This is brilliant. Brilliant racing. We're not even halfway through. This is really good stuff. And the thing is, the more they fight, the more Sainz is going to close. And the more they fight, the more Verstappen's going to close in on this as well. You know, Sainz and Verstappen are close enough where they'll be able to see these two fighting for the lead and thinking, we can get involved here. We can get in the mix. We could have a four-way fight for the lead before we know where we are. Oh, here we come then, round the final corner again. Oh, here we go. I feel like it's a matter of time. I can't believe George is still holding on to this. Oh, here comes Leclerc this time, and George is having to full defend, and Charles Leclerc sends it round the outside and takes the lead in the Hungarian Grand Prix. Oh, Leclerc with the dive bomb round the outside and takes the lead. Nothing George Russell could do about that. Russell with the full defence, and Leclerc just sent it. Full send and then cut him off at the apex as well. What a brilliant overtake from Charles Leclerc. Takes the lead of the race. I mean, George Russell did all he could. Held him off for 4 or 5 laps. But in the end, the Ferrari is just rapid. And what a move. Let's have a look at this. On board with Charles Leclerc then for a replay. What a move it was. Here we go down into turn one then with the DRS wide open. And George with the full defence. Oh, I tell you what, Leclerc had to really trust George as well there. That was aggressive from Leclerc. It's an aggressive move. Didn't leave him a lot of space at all. He's got sliced down the outside, and then as soon as his rear wing's ahead, he's cut in and cut him off immediately. Just to... Martin Brundle, we are on the same page. He had to trust George Russell then, did Leclerc. Brilliant racing. And look, all top 4 are on the same pit straight. All top 4 within 5 seconds of each other. Brilliant. Leclerc is going to use everything he's got to get a gap. Yeah, I think Leclerc will peace out now. It feels like so much has happened, and we're not even halfway through. Vettel versus Alonso, the two veterans, going wheel to wheel in turn one. A replay of that. What position was that for? That was for 11th. So Vettel passes Alonso for P11 as we were watching the battle for the lead. I think they're going to stop again. Yeah. Yeah, they're going to stop again. The only guys that aren't going to stop again are the Alpines, the Haas. Oh, drizzle. The Alpines, the Haas. And I tell you what, forget all this. If it's going to rain, everyone's stopping anyway. I love it. Verstappen saying there's drizzle. Oh, I tell you what. A sprinkling of rain. Ooh, Carl. Ooh. Rain is coming. Rain is on his way. And the rain is on his way. I hope so, eh? Cheeky shower now. And all bets are off, innit? A cheeky shower now, lap 33. But Carlos Sainz is hunting down Russell as well for P2 now. Toto Wolff on the pit wall. Here comes the rain, Anto. Latifi podium. Yeah. You never know. You never know in this game. But probably be a long shot though. But here's Leclerc from Russell now. Sainz closing up to the back of George Russell. Verstappen P4 and closing in on these two as well. Hamilton 5.5 seconds behind Verstappen now in 5th. Perez P6. He's been a bit anonymous this race. Perez ahead of both McLarens then 7th and 8th. Lance Stroll P9. Aston Martin have actually had decent race pace come through the pack and not doing bad at all. Aston Martin in 9th and 11th. Not bad at all, really. As we see drops of rain on the camera lens at turn 2. Ooh, is it going to rain enough to officially confirm a change in atmospheric conditions or whatever they do? But basically, is it going to actually rain, or are we just going to get a couple of drops which will dry up immediately? Let's have a look then at this replay of Leclerc passing Russell for the lead. What a move! I mean, aggressive as well. Just about gave George enough. In fact, I'd love to see it on board with George Russell and the way that Leclerc just right past, literally brushing wheels and then cuts right in front of him. I'd love to see it on board with Russell, that, because I bet George was like, Jesus, this is fully, he's fully sent it. It's Eurythmics time. What's that? Here comes the sun, na, 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 na. And I say, but edit sun for rain, innit? Oh, I tell you what, Sainz on Russell is happening. Sainz fancies that P2 off George Russell. We're now halfway through the race, and we're looking down the barrel of a Ferrari. Wait there. Let me have another look at this. I feel like the Sainz has got debris stuck in the... Am I tripping? Wait a minute. I feel like I just saw debris in Carlos Sainz's side pod then. Let me have a... I think I'm tripping. Oh, Tsunoda's spun. Tsunoda spun on the exit of the chicane. Okay, he's carried on again. It's all fine. Yuki Tsunoda with the rookie error. Just, it's mad when you just see a yellow flag and then it just cuts to something. You just cut. Right, this has happened. Bang, and it's like, I've got to take in that there's a car width-wise stationary, going across the circuit. It's like, wait a minute, what's going on here? But he's got back underway as Tsunoda anyway. Just obviously made a mistake on board with Sebastian Vettel, who's in a fight with Ocon. Vettel looking good. Aston Martin are looking decent. They've got a new rear wing, controversial rear wing as well. Aston Martin this weekend. Here we go on board with Yuki Tsunoda then. What did he do? That's a weird one. He just lost the rear end on exit. I don't know. It's weird, that spin. Yeah, look. Martin Brundle say he looked terribly under control. He did. He looked under control. That spin was out of nowhere for Yuki Tsunoda. But he didn't hit anything or anyone. And he's carried on his way, but he is last. You know, it's not a weekend to remember for Yuki Tsunoda, put it that way. Come on, where is the rain? A little sprinkling would not go amiss at all. Here comes the rain, mana mana. I did not expect to see Sebastian Vettel in the Aston Martin closing in on an Alpine and quicker than an Alpine. I mean, yeah, they're on like hard tyres. I get that. Like they're on different strategies, but still, I have Alpine in my book as the fourth fastest car. I probably have Aston Martin as the ninth fastest car, so I didn't expect them to see him wheel to wheel, but I think Alpine are a little bit worse than what I thought, and Aston Martin are a bit better than what I thought on this day in Hungary. But Leclerc's got a 4.7 second lead over Russell now, and Sainz is almost within DRS of Russell for P2, and along comes Max Verstappen as well. The gap between second, third and fourth is really closing up now. It's really closing up. Sainz almost within DRS of Russell, and Verstappen almost within DRS of Sainz. We're going to get a three-way fight for P2. Pretty soon. Hey, Anto. Appreciate you, Anto. Appreciate you, bro. Lando Norris Team Radio. Everything extremely slippery. Try saying that 5 times faster. No, we are in for some excitement. We certainly are. The rain is starting to fall. Come on. A rain shower is what we need now. And there is raindrops every time we see, this is like helicopter cam. Few raindrops, and here we go. George Russell struggling with the rear tyres. 5.2 seconds off the lead now is George Russell. And Red Bull looking like they're preparing for a pit stop. You wouldn't want to stop now. No, you wouldn't want to stop now. Because you could be on for 2 pit stops. Because you imagine, put it this way, you could pit now, and then it could really start raining. You have to pit in 2 laps anyway. Oh, I tell you, Max Verstappen pits from P4 then on lap 39 onto another set of medium tyres then for Max Verstappen, and he's the first one to blink and confirm that everyone's on a 2-stop strategy. He's hoping the undercut pays massive dividends then, is Max Verstappen. Well, Max is hoping now that he can jump Russell and Sainz. That's the idea. And praying that it doesn't rain in the next few laps. He's got to stay ahead of Kevin Magnussen in the Haas as well. But Verstappen comes out of the pits then. Is Magnussen a lap down? Oh, no. Yeah, Magnussen's a lap down anyway. But Verstappen goes out of the pits and in P6. Hope it rains Max for the win. Well, if Max wins this, I mean, he's unstoppable. As we see Vettel overtaking Esteban Ocon then. Brilliant. Both Aston Martins are in the top 10. Here it comes. Oh, they're all pitting now. We have set a pit stop. A chain reaction. That's why I had a bit of a brain freeze. This has set a pit stop chain reaction now as Leclerc's in. And Russell's in as well. Set of mediums. Wait a minute. Is Leclerc on the hard tyre? Wait a minute. Leclerc's on the hard tyre. Why? Ferrari, why? Ferrari. What? Why have they put Leclerc on the hard tyre? There's only 30 laps to go. You could do 30 laps on a medium. I don't get this. I mean, it might pay off at the end. The other guys in the last 5 laps. I mean, Ferrari and Leclerc could be praying that in the last half dozen laps, the flipping everyone on a medium tyre starts running out of grip and they're on the hards and they go, ooh, yeah, endurance game. I feel like that's a strategic mistake again from Ferrari, though. I'm not going to lie. Ferrari on hards. What are they doing, Carl? I don't know. Diana Ross time. How's it go? Simply the best. No, who's that? Is that Diana Ross? Better than all the rest. Is that Diana Ross? I feel like it is. Better than anyone. Right, anyway, what am I doing singing this? We've got a fight between Verstappen and Leclerc. Leclerc fresh out of the pits. Oh, here comes Max Verstappen then. I can't believe this. Max Verstappen's down the inside of Charles Leclerc. Oh, they're going to go wheel to wheel. He's giving him space. Oh, Leclerc going for the switchback. Go on there, Charles. And Max Verstappen overtakes Charles Leclerc and up into P3. And we got Magnussen versus Albon as well. Magnussen versus Latifi. But the thing is, look at. I don't understand how this is all panned out. Perez and Russell are side by side. Oh, I tell you what, Verstappen's on here. If Verstappen wins this from P10, it's on. I can't believe it. If Verstappen wins this race from P10, it's unstoppable. Give him the trophy now. Oh, I'll tell you what. Ferrari putting Leclerc on the hard tyre. What are you doing? Oh, Tina Turner. Oh, Verstappen spun! Verstappen spun! This is chaos! You got Russell down the inside. What is going on in the Hungarian Grand Prix? Verstappen spun! And he's carried on, but he's lost a bit. This is crazy. This is absolutely nuts. You've got Russell going down the outside of both Red Bulls. George Russell on a madness. What is going on? Is it the rain? Has the rain started to fall? So the rain. I think the rain's coming down. I think that's what's caught out Verstappen in his spawn. Oh, it's all hell let loose in Hungary now. It's everything. We need to see a replay. What is going on? Well, here we go for a replay then. Max Verstappen out of turn 12, heading into turn 13. Oh, yeah, it's fine. Whoa! That is got to be water on the track. He barely touched the accelerator. Boom! Woo! Oh, Leclerc, we nearly lost it as well. It is damp on the exit of turn 13. Woohoo! No, Leclerc nearly lost it as well. It's Sainz Hamilton. I don't know. I mean, Sainz and Hamilton haven't stopped yet. Neither is. Well, Sainz and Hamilton have only done one stop up to now. Leclerc, Verstappen, Russell have all done 2 stops. Here comes Perez for his second stop. But Sainz and Hamilton are out of kilter here. So Leclerc's back in the lead, really speaking. Leclerc leads from Verstappen and Russell's third. That's how it is, because Sainz and Hamilton have got to pit again. Presumably. No, they will. They'll surely. Unless it starts raining. I tell you what, if it starts raining now and everyone has to go intermediates, Sainz and Hamilton are in the pound seats. Yeah. Hamilton win. That's pushing it. I predicted that on Thursday. That might be pushing it, but if it starts raining now, although having said that, Mercedes looked terrible in the rain on Saturday morning. So I don't know. Everyone's seats, thanks Rob. For what? What did I say? I said, do you want a seat? I don't know what I said. Pound seats. Oh. Oh, I said Sainz and Hamilton are in the pound seats. Oh, yeah. Chris Pound coin seats. Have you selling them the seats, are you, Chris? Little side income. No, but this is Leclerc versus Verstappen for P3. I mean, Verstappen passed him and then spun, so Leclerc's retaken the place, and Verstappen's hunting him down again. Brilliant. Hello, Asa. Welcome back. On lap 44 out of 70, Hungarian Grand Prix, and it's been dramatic. It's been brilliant. It's been really, really good, this. I've fully enjoyed it. And if we get a rain shower, whew, Max win. Long way to go, but yeah, he's looking good. Here comes Verstappen, then DRS wide open down to turn one. Leclerc has to defend, and they go side by side. Verstappen round the outside, but Leclerc defends it. Verstappen gets the switchback. He sails through. Max Verstappen takes third place off Charles Leclerc. Wow, I tell you what, Leclerc being put on the hard tyres has absolutely ruined it. He'll be fuming. And Verstappen overtakes Leclerc again. Oh, it's nice. It's a beautiful switchback from Max Verstappen on the exit of turn one. And just much better traction, and straight away was through. Cut to Carlos. I am 99% sure that Carlos Sainz has got a yellow carrier bag stuck in the engine cowling. Look at that. Look at that. I am not tripping. Carlos Sainz has got some kind of a debris stuck in the engine cover. On the right hand side. No one's picked that up yet. I saw that about 10 laps ago, and it's true. It looks like a yellow carrier bag or something. Like a piece of litter. Stuck in the Let me have a look at this. The camera crew don't know about it. Sky don't know about it. I do. No, but definitely, it's not on this side of the car. It's on the other side. It's on the right-hand side of the car. I'm sure he's got like a yellow carrier bag stuck in the... He has. Definitely. Light drizzle anyway. Anyway, forget about the yellow carrier bag stuck in the side of Carlos Sainz's engine cover. He's still in the lead, isn't he? It's not affecting performance. But there's definitely something there. I'm tripping. No Leclerc. No Ferrari. Ferrari have put him on the wrong tyres here. Lap 47 of 70, and it's Sainz who leads Hamilton by 2.3 seconds. And Lewis saying the tyres are still okay. What are they going to... Well, this is it. Is Lewis going to try and go to the... Can they go... I don't think they can go to the end. I think they've got to pit again. Unless it rains. Because they've only been on the mediums, haven't they, Sainz and Hamilton? They started on the mediums. They've got on another set of mediums. So they've... Exactly what they're saying on Sky now. The medium. So we've got to pit unless it rains and they all pit for inters, in which case he'll pit anyway. Either way, Lewis and Carlos have got to be in again before the end. They can't just see it through. They can't just see it out to the end. It's against the regulations. Right, here we go then for a pit stop for McLaren. I think that's Daniel Ricciardo. Yeah, Ricciardo in the pits. Nice quick stop, 2.2. That is about the limit. That is about as quick as it gets these days. And Sainz being told to pit then. So Carlos Sainz pits from the lead. And Hamilton will at least lead a lap of the 2022 Hungarian Grand Prix. Whether he wins it or not is a different scenario altogether. Oh, and it's a bad stop from Ferrari as well. 4.6 seconds. Carlos Sainz was stationary. We've got a yellow flag in sector 1. Someone just spin, but it's green flag again straight away. Yellow flag again in sector 1. What's going on? And Sainz comes back out onto the circuit then. P5. So Sainz is on the soft tyres now in P5. So he'd be rapid. What's he got? 22 laps. So Sainz, 22 laps on a soft. Is quite a long way to go. Stroll versus Ricciardo into turn 2. And they crash. And they crash. And that's why we got the yellow flag. Okay, let's have a look at this on board with Daniel Ricciardo. So Stroll trying round the outside. Yeah, listen, Daniel Ricciardo's understeered into Lance Stroll there. And spun him out. Both cars have been able to continue with minor damage. But I imagine Ricciardo will get a penalty for that. Yeah, Ricciardo's fault. I see that as Ricciardo's fault. Stroll trying it round the outside and Ricciardo understeering into him, unfortunately, on that one. Hamilton is gaining. No. You mean Verstappen's gaining on Hamilton? Yeah. The thing is, Lewis... Look at this then. So Lewis with the pit stop is predicted to be ahead of Sainz now. What are they going to do? They're going to whack a set of soft tyres on Lewis now. They've got to pit him. I mean, I think Mercedes and Ferrari with Hamilton and Sainz stayed out longer in the hopes of rain. I feel like they've got to pit Lewis now and put him on the softs. Because the rain's just not coming, is it? It's like the rain is like... It's teasing. But it's not actually arrived. You know what I mean? It's on the brink. It's like... It's in the ether. There's so many races like that where it nearly rains, but not quite. There's so many races like that where it's like the rain's on its way. We're going to get a shower. It's going to rain. The rain's here. Not yet. And that's the end of the race, you know what I mean? And then the race finishes and it never did rain. There might be another one of those today. We got 20 laps to go. And Lance Stroll down the inside of Daniel Ricciardo and gets the move done cleanly this time. Overtaking all down the field. We've had fights for the lead, fights for podium positions, and even fights for P19 down here. We've got an Aston Martin, we've got an Alfa Romeo and an Alfa Tauri side by side. I think it's Zhou Guanyu and Pierre Gasly battling for P14 as well. Someone's locked up into turn 6. Look at all this. This is chaos. This might be a clean race. Yeah, no retirement so far. Yeah, that is weird. That is weird. You don't often see that. You don't often have all 20 drivers finish the race. It's unusual. And there's still 20 laps to go. And if we get some rain, I imagine not all 20 will see the checkered flag. But cut to where George Russell right behind Charles Leclerc. I tell you what, Leclerc on these hard tyres is... Verstappen's closing in on Lewis, by the way, for the lead. If Verstappen wins this from P10, which it's looking like he is, it's looking like Verstappen's going to win this from 10th on the grid. In which case, Give him the championship now. You can't. He's unstoppable. And look at this. George Russell versus Charles Leclerc for P3. Leclerc struggling on those hard tyres. Here comes George Russell. No. Russell still behind Leclerc then. Going around the middle sector now. You won't get past him in the middle sector. He'll have to wait till the pit straight again with DRS. Ferrari having a bad few races. I know. They really are. Whether it's through driver errors, mechanical errors, well, mechanical issues, engines blowing up and stuff. Drivers make a mistake, or strategic. They fail on all three segments, Ferrari. Strategic errors, there's loads. Mechanical errors, there's loads. Driver errors, there's loads. How are you winning championships when you're ticking all three of them boxes? You're not. Here's Hamilton in the pits then. Go on, whack a set of softs on. Yeah, so Hamilton will be on the soft tyres. Verstappen now leads from Leclerc and Russell, who's looking to take P2. Listen, guys. Verstappen's going to win this from... Listen, it's this. Verstappen's going to win this race easily from 10th on the grid. How can you stop a man that can do that? How do you stop him? How do you stop him? Verstappen's going to win this easily from 10th. Barring any mechanical situation, barring any reliability issues. Verstappen now leads by 6 seconds. Hamilton out of the pits in P5. So Sainz and Hamilton 4th and 5th are going to be rapid on those soft tyres. And Lewis has got, 18 laps on the soft tyres to come back through and catch them all up again. Yeah, Hamilton was in the pits. I didn't miss it. Don't worry. Go on, Max. Why was he put on the hard tyres? Oh, because Ferrari are just... Why was he put on the hard tyres? Ferrari were probably thinking that it might have been too far to go on the mediums and thinking that other people's tyres are going to go off and then they'll come in clutch at the end on the hards. But it's not the one being on the hard tyre. Ferrari with the strategy error again as he's fighting off George Russell in turn 2. These guys have had a great fight today, Leclerc and Russell. Max must be dreaming. Anto, I can't believe it, man. I mean, I knew Verstappen, obviously we knew Verstappen had come through the field. But did I expect him to win by... He's gonna end up winning by 18, 20 seconds or something like that. If we don't get any rain... If we don't get any rain and he doesn't have any reliability issues, Verstappen's going to win this by 15, 20 seconds. And he started 10th. How do you stop a man like that? How can you fight It's just mad. Because this is the race where you think, right, Max is on the back foot. You've got Ferrari starting 2nd and 3rd. I was thinking this is going to be a Ferrari 1-2 and Verstappen will come through and finish about 5th. But is it egg? And here goes George Russell round the outside. They're going wheel to wheel into turn 1, Russell and Leclerc. But Russell gets the job done. George Russell goes round the outside of Charles Leclerc's Ferrari into P2. So it's Verstappen from Russell, from Leclerc, and Sainz 4th, Hamilton 5th. I tell you, Leclerc with the hard tyres. Look at how he's struggling at the final corner there. Oh, Leclerc will be fuming, man. Leclerc will be fuming. Yeah, it's like a mirror image of it. I can't believe it. He said Max, yeah, exactly. Max P4, not P1. Yeah, Max. That's what I was expecting. I was honestly expecting a Ferrari 1-2 and Verstappen to come through and finish like 4th or 5th, yeah. It's ended up where Verstappen's going to win easily because obviously, you know what I mean? Oh, they're pitting Leclerc again. Oh, God. Oh, Ferrari. Oh, Ferrari. With 15 laps to go, they pit Leclerc again for a 3rd time for the soft tyres. He's going to be quick, but he's going to be... He'll be... Leclerc, listen, I feel for any Charles Leclerc fans this season. I genuinely do. Matt Gallagher, if you're out there, bro. I feel for you. I really do, man. If you're a Charles Leclerc fan, this is just pain after race after race. And every race, if you're a Leclerc fan, every race you probably think, right, we're going to get this one. We're winning this one. And then something goes right. And then you go to the next race and you pick yourself up. And you'll probably go to the next race and think, we're going to win this one. And then he puts it in the wall. And they right, we'll win this one. And then Ferrari put him on the hard tyres. It's just never ending. I mean, what can you say? R.I.P. Leclerc fans this season, bro. I mean, I'm quite lucky that I'm more or less neutral these days. I've not really got an affiliation where like there wouldn't be a driver that could like break down and I'd be absolutely devastated. It used to be like that I used to be a big Alonso fan and Hamilton fan, and when they didn't finish a race or when they weren't winning, I'd be absolutely wrecked. But these days, I can see it from a level playing field. I just want a close race, and but for Leclerc fans, it's horrible, man. But I mean, look at this. 14 laps to go. Verstappen leads Russell by 9 seconds. Sainz 3rd. Hamilton 4th. Perez 5th. And Leclerc now 6th. But on the brand new soft tyres, I imagine he's going to catch Perez. Replay with Pierre Gasly versus Daniel Ricciardo for 13th place. And it's a nice switch back from Pierre Gasly, and they're going to go side by side into turn 2, I presume. And goes nicely round the outside of Daniel Ricciardo. Go on, Pierre. Pierre up to P13 then. Not getting any points for that, but... So what's the full running order? So we got Verstappen by 8.5 seconds to Russell. Sainz 3rd. Hamilton 4th. And Hamilton sets the fastest lap. Hamilton fastest lap, and he's 6 seconds behind Sainz. Wow. Come on then, Lewis. We could end up with 2 Mercedes on the podium again, just like in France. Yeah, they could, Crafty. Yeah, then we got Perez in sort of no man's land in P5 on the medium tyres, 9 seconds behind Lewis, with Leclerc closing in on him for 5th. Norris has faded away, didn't he, at the start? So Norris is in 7th, but it's a solid 7th place because the 2 Alpines in 8th and 9th. Who gets more points? Alpine will end up with more points than McLaren out of this weekend, though, because 8th and 9th is going to get you more than 7th. Well, 9th will get you 2 points. 8th will get you 4 points. So Alpine will get 6 points. Oh, it'll be the same. Well, Norris gets 6 points as well. Is P7 the same as 8th and 9th? I think it is, isn't it? I tell you what, this Alpine McLaren battle is neck and neck. Yeah, because Norris will get 6 points. And Alpine will get 6 points. Wow. So they're still going to be neck and neck. How wild is that? Oh no, they're not neck and neck anymore. Alpine are ahead, aren't they, by about 5 points. They were neck and neck in constructors before the French Grand Prix. I think Alpine are about 5-6 points ahead, and will remain 5 or 6 points ahead if it ends like this. You got Bottas in P10 as well. Alfa Romeo looking like they might get back in the points after a few races where they've been out of it. George Russell team radio then. Yeah, Russell being told the tyres will be fine, and they're going to have to be because there's 12 laps to go, and you can't be pitting now. Too late is a cry if you want to pit now. Matteo Binotto going off into the garage. He's had enough, mate. Ferrari should never have got rid of Maurizio Arrivabene. I'll tell you that. Ferrari should never have got rid of Maurizio Arrivabene. They should never have. He was a proper boss, him. He didn't take no... He wouldn't have taken this crap. I tell you now, he'd have been slamming their heads together and going, you sort this out now. He had authority, presence, respect. Why did they get rid of him? He's been downhill since. Okay. I honestly don't remember how I found the madman. But I feel like I'm only getting half the race experience from the F1 stream without having a madman on as well. I appreciate the support, Salty. When I started reading that comment, I was like, "Oh God, is this gonna slag me off or compliment?" I started reading, I thought this could go either way. This is going to be positive or negative. But I know, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. You know, one day, more people will find this channel. When YouTube decide to put me on the list, you know, it might take bloody 5 years. I don't know, but one day we'll be popping. But I appreciate you, Salty Dog, Hale State. Ferrari need a good look at themselves. Oh, they definitely do, man. Ferrari need a good look at themselves here. Hard to trash. Plus 5 second penalty for Danny Rick. Yeah, man. Danny Rick. He had that moment, didn't he, where he overtook both Alpines. He had that moment, but it has faded off since then, and obviously contact with Stroll has sort of put an end to his fight for points today, Danny Rick. But Hamilton, meanwhile, in the race on lap 60 out of 70. Lewis Hamilton is 2.2 seconds behind Sainz for P3. Let's go. The rain's not arrived, has it? The rain's not arrived. We've just seen a couple of spots on the camera lenses, but it's not really materialised, has it? It's weird how the strategies have played out today. I feel like there's been about 3 or 4 different strategies all going on at the same time, and it's... At some points during the middle part of the race when it was Russell and Sainz and Hamilton and then Perez, and I was like, who's on what strategy here? But it's been a great race. It's been a really good race. Look at this then. So the gap between Russell, Sainz and Hamilton are almost nose to tail, 2nd, 3rd and 4th. This week could be in for a grandstand finish here. Carlos Sainz team radio. Yeah, I tell you what, we could be in for a grandstand finish here. Sainz 1.4 behind Russell. Hamilton 1.1 behind Sainz. We could have a 3-way fight for P2 here with 9 laps to go. Hamilton looking quick. Hamilton looking very quick. And he's within DRS now. He's within DRS range of Carlos Sainz for 3rd here now, Lewis Hamilton. Oh, and the radar... The radar is saying that the rain isn't good. It's gonna... The rain will arrive when they're on the podium. That always seems to be the way. They'll be playing that Dutch national anthem and then the heavens will open. Calling it now. Right, here comes Lewis Hamilton then. Down to turn 1, not quite close enough on Carlos Sainz, but he's right all over the gearbox now. It's Lewis Hamilton with 8 laps to go. Oh, he's not going to try it in turn 2. No, he doesn't, but you get DRS down to turn 1 and down to turn 2 as well. So now he's really crawling all over the gearbox of Sainz up the hill to go to turn 4. Careful. And now we into the middle sector of the lap. You ain't going to overtake him now. You just got to line him up for the pit straight again. Through turn 6 and 7 chicane they go then. Through the awkward turn 8 and 9. Understeer City round there. Flat out turn 10. Down to 11. Turn 12. They come round turn 13 then, and Lewis is lining Sainz up now for the pit straight as they come round the final corner. Hamilton first. Oh, he's almost diving down the inside of the final corner. Lewis is going to get him here. Lewis with DRS. Sainz defends it. What a nearly touch, and Lewis Hamilton takes 3rd place. Hamilton takes 3rd place of Carlos Sainz. I thought the way Sainz was swerving then, I thought he's going to crash. Mercedes are 2nd and 3rd. I'll tell you what, Lewis is quicker than George as well, obviously, because Lewis is on the soft tyres. George has been on the mediums for a lot longer. Ferrari are going to end up finishing with no cars on the podium here. This is I would have said at the beginning of the race, well, before lights out, I'd have gone, this has got Ferrari 1-2 written all over it. And they've managed to mess it up. And they're going to end up, 4th and 6th or something. It's just mad. 2-3 for Mercedes. Yeah, Jordan. On a reel, this is what I was saying about 10 minutes ago. I was saying, Max Verstappen is going to end up winning this race by 15-20 seconds from P10 on the grid. How can you stop a man like that? How can you stop a man that does that? You give him the trophy. Unbelievable from Max Verstappen. He's not only going to win the race, Jordan, right? This is the scary thing. He's going to win the race easily. Easily from P10. How can you stop him? As we see Hamilton all over the back of George Russell for P2. You've got to be careful, guys. Bottas is in the way as well. Just be careful, guys. Please remember the first rule of Formula 1. Do not crash into your teammate. No, just be careful, guys. Just be careful. Just line him up. Just stay right behind him through the middle sector and just line him up for the pit straight. Lap 64 out of 7. Lap 64 out of 70, and Lewis Hamilton all over the back of George Russell for P2 in the Hungarian Grand Prix. Hamilton could go get Max. No, he can't. He'll only have 5 laps left. The only way Max doesn't win this is a mechanical issue. Russell should let Hamilton through. No. I think Lewis can just get it anyway. I don't think he needs Russell to move aside. I think he can just take the position anyway. And here we go then. On the pit straight, Hamilton versus Russell for 2nd in the Hungarian Grand Prix. Go on then, Lewis. Line him up. Here we go then. DRS. Russell defends. Russell defending the side-by-side in turn 1. And Lewis going for the switchback. Go on, switchback. Get the throttle down. Go on. And Lewis goes round the outside of George Russell then. And it is Lewis Hamilton up into P2. And Mercedes, that was nice enough because it wasn't too aggressive, where it was just nice and clean. Toto Wolff looks on. He looks smug. And Mercedes making the absolute most of the Ferrari disaster class. Again, Ferrari ending up finishing this race 4th and 6th is an absolute disaster. It should have been a Ferrari 1-2, this. It should have been a Ferrari 1-2. And it's ended up Verstappen winning the race easily from P10. The championship's done. It's done. Perez ain't got the pace. Perez has had an anonymous race in P5, by the way. Mate, it's done and dusted. A race, what, round 13 out of 22. Max Verstappen's unbeatable. Virtually. The only thing that can beat Max Verstappen is mechanical failures at this point. It's unbelievable. He's won it easily from P10. But Lewis, as Mercedes doing the best they can every week. You know, Mercedes getting the absolute maximum points from virtually every single race this season that they can with that car. Not enough to fight for the championship, but enough to make the most out of when everyone slips up and gets the wrong strategy wrong. Mercedes pick up the pieces every single week. That's what 8-time world champions do. As in Mercedes are 8-time world champions. I know Lewis has only got the 7, but Mercedes still won Constructors' Championship last year. People forget that. Mercedes were 8-time champions. Lewis up to P2, Matty. Yeah. Weird seeing everyone still here. What do you mean? What, people in chat? What do you mean? As if everyone just gets bored and leaves. What do you mean? You might as well see the end of it. Yeah, drop a like. Yeah, Martin. Appreciate you, bro. Drop a like if you have enjoyed the stream, guys. Obviously, you know, I'm new on the Formula 1 scene, trying to get the channel up and running properly. And I appreciate any slither of support I can get at this point. Verstappen 11-second lead with 3.5 laps to go. Verstappen Hamilton 1-2. Is that the first time since Abu Dhabi? Oh, no. Of course, it was flipping last week. First time Verstappen Hamilton 1-2 for 5 days. Vettel up into P10 then. So we've ended up where we've got Verstappen winning easily. Hamilton has beaten Russell. Oh God, if we get rain now, it looks like the rain's virtually here. Hand out. You can't beat just doing that, can you? Is it raining? You can have all the computers in the world, but you'd stick your hand out and see if it's raining. Oh, Bottas retiring from the race. Yellow flag sector 2 and 3. Okay, Bottas retiring from the race on lap 68. Oh, we're going to get a VSC or something here. We're going to get a VSC at least, if not full safety car here. But the thing is, we're on lap 68, so if they throw a full safety car, it's over. It's over. Fancy breaking down on lap 68. I think he was... I was going to say he was in the top 10, but he wasn't. So Bottas, the first and probably only retirement. So we've got VSC then. Let me get that on. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, no. Crofty talking about going to the intermediate tyres. It's not even raining. I think that's it. I think the race will just be neutralised and they'll just do... Because they ain't going to get the car cleared. Well, we might get 30 seconds at the end, but that's going to be it. So lap 68 out of 70. Bottas breaks down at turn 12. Oh no, he's not at turn... Is he there? Oh no, he's not at turn 12. Sorry, then he's at turn 11. Is he? Yeah. So Bottas is on the exit of turn 11 on the runoff area. We're on lap 69 out of 70. We're under virtual safety car. And that's probably how it's going to end. Yes, Neil, welcome in. You join us to a damp squib at the end of the race here. It's a big anticlimax because Valtteri Bottas has broke down, and that's going to be it. And Leclerc's right behind Perez, by the way, as well, before this come out. Leclerc team radio then. Everything looks fine. Says, is it raining heavier now? Has the rain arrived? DRS going to kick in down the water slide again. Unfortunately, we've not had any water here today. You know, I was hoping we'd get a shower or two. It's not materialised. But what a great race it's been, though. You know, we've had battles we've had the lead change hands a few times. We've got green flag then, so we're underway for a lap. So we get a lap under green flag conditions. Let me get that off the screen then. And yeah, so we'll get a lap under green conditions to finish. So at least the race will finish as it should, properly. So they've got Bottas's car out of the way, rapid. And yeah, lap and a half to go. And it's the rain coming down in Hungary. This could... Verstappen's leads 9.3 seconds. Hamilton 4.5 seconds over Russell. Sainz P4. Perez 5th. With Leclerc only second half behind him in P6. And we are on the final lap of the 2022 Hungarian Grand Prix then. And it is raining. It's raining, but I feel like not enough to affect the situation. Not enough to like fully... not like Belgium 2008 settings where it rained on the last two laps and caused chaos. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, the rain is coming down. They are struggling. This is Belgium 2008 settings. The rain's coming down. We've got half a lap to go. Verstappen's just got to keep it on the track. This is like Belgium 2008. Verstappen's just got to... Whoa. So he's in the middle part of the sector on dry tyres. The rain's come down with half a lap to go. Just take it easy. Whoa, imagine if he spins. The drama. I'll actually die. Okay, so he's only got 2 corners left now, Max Verstappen. Just take it easy. Don't even. Just squeeze the throttle. Jinx padlock, Martin Brundle. Just, here he comes then round the final corner. He's going to tiptoe to victory. Max Verstappen from P10 on the grid has ended up winning the Hungarian Grand Prix at ease. At ease. He is going to be the 2022 world champion. Ain't nobody stopping Max Verstappen this year. Wins again. 8th win in 13 races for Max Verstappen. And it's Hamilton who takes P2. Russell P3. So Mercedes with the double podium again. As Ferrari absolutely fold. Ended up finishing 4th and 6th. Do Ferrari. Perez in a no man's land of P5. Norris faded to 7th. Alpine's both in the points with 8th and 9th. So McLaren and Alpine both get the same points again. So the battle for P4 rages on in the constructors, and Sebastian Vettel picks up the final point in P10. But what a drive from Max Verstappen. The reigning world champion takes his 8th win of the season in 13 races, and he's on his way to back-to-back championships. He is well on his way to back-to-back championships here. Max Verstappen. Unbelievable drive from P10. And that just about sums it up, Matty. You might as well give it him now with 9 races to go. Is Russell still ahead of Hamilton in the standings? Yeah, but it'd be close. What is it? What was it? 143 points... Russell, this is before this race. Russell's on 143, Hamilton 127. Hamilton will have closed that gap by 4 points. So, yeah, it'd be close. Russell'll still be ahead in the championship, but it's getting closer. And I think Russell will be ahead of Sainz in the Drivers' Championship. I think Russell will go up to 4th in the Drivers' Championship. In fact, yeah, the championship would be really close between Russell, Sainz and Hamilton now. But wow. Yeah, Lewis, the thing is, yeah, Lewis could have really fought for the win if it wasn't for his DRS issue in qualifying. But yeah, what a race that was in the end. What a race that was. We had battles all through the field, whether it's for the lead, for the podium. And now the heavens are going to open. You know, they're going to stand on the podium playing that Dutch national anthem, and the rain's going to come pouring down. What are you thinking, your honest opinion, is wrong with Hamilton? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing's wrong with Hamilton, other than he's not been given a championship-winning car this season. And George Russell has turned up and been brilliant. George Russell has just been brilliant. But Lewis is really doing good. Lewis has been on the podium now for the last, the last 4 races in a row, last 5 in a row, I think. I think his last 5 results has been something like third, second. So there ain't nothing wrong with Lewis, but it's all about Max Verstappen this year taking his 8th victory. Ain't nobody catching him. Nobody catching him. What will his championship lead be now? With Leclerc finishing 6th and Perez finishing 5th, his 2 closest rivals picking up like 6 points, 8 points, and Verstappen getting 25. His championship lead is going to be about 75 points. Unbelievable. Did Hamilton keep the fastest lap? He did, yeah. Hamilton fastest lap. Yeah. Be a bit like the Battle of Monaco between me and LB. No, they'll do me. They'll do me at Monaco because they only do Monaco. So LB will thrash me in Monaco. But then if we do a full season, I'll probably turn it around. Right, anyway, that's about it, guys. I'm not going to watch the podium. It is what it is. Verstappen has ended up winning the Hungarian Grand Prix at ease in the end. By 11-12 seconds. Both Mercedes on the podium again and Ferrari with a disaster class. It should have been a Ferrari 1-2. This should have been the day where Ferrari turned the tide on Red Bull and said, we're going to slap a 1-2. But it's Max Verstappen once again from P10 who comes in clutch with another win and extends his championship lead. And that's it for Formula 1 for a few weeks. It is going to be the summer break. I'll try and do some videos in between if there's any like big breaking news and stuff. I don't know if I'll do the gaming. I feel like it's detrimental to the channel actually to do the gaming. I feel like it's not helping me out at all. I used to have a few people in for the races and it's really dropped off. So I think YouTube don't like the fact that I'm splitting myself into Watchalong and gaming at the same time. I think YouTube, I've confused it and now it's just slumped me out of all categories. So I'll probably put a lid on the gaming for now and stick to the Watchalongs. And hopefully the channel will grow in the second half of the year when we come back for the Belgian Grand Prix. That'll be the end of August. But yeah, that's it for now, guys. Please do drop me a like if you have enjoyed the stream. I'll appreciate any support I can get, and also just getting going, trying to get the channel up and running properly. And yeah, join me again in a few weeks for the Belgian Grand Prix. But Max Verstappen is running away with it. And laters, guys. Peace up. Hey, Neil, keep it up. Never give up, man. We'll never give up. And Neil, ding, ding. What a race. See you guys. Peace out, guys. Ding, ding.